Here with Washington State women's basketball head coach Kamie Ethridge. Coach, another week of Pac-12 play is here upon us. Short week this week. You host one game, but it's a big one. It's the second of the Boeing Apple Cup Series game against the Washington Huskies. Just how is your team preparing for this week? How are you all preparing for the Huskies? And we'll open the floor for questions.
Yeah, excited about the week. Clearly, looking forward to getting back out there and obviously getting to play at home and hoping for a great crowd, hoping to have the students back and to have a great environment to play our rival UW. And, obviously we have a lot of things to work on and have been. I mean, it's not just UW, it's kind of more who are we going to be and what are we going to be? We walk into this game 0-3 in Pac. And so we've got a big mountain to climb, and obviously we want to put a good showing on against our our rival across state.
We'll get the question going with Jamie Vinnick, CougFan.com. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Good, Jamie. Thanks.
I guess kind of the first big pressing question. Do you expect to have Charlize back this week?
I can't really say yet. I don't, it's just, we're still in a waiting pattern a little bit right now. I think the best thing that I can say, and I've said this to the team, is when we get Charlize back, I know we're going to be a better team. And I mean that in the sense of, she'll be on the floor when we get her back. And secondly, I think we'll be a better team because we didn't have her on the floor for however long it's going to take and be. And we're still working on that process right now. We're trying to improve ourselves, before she gets back and hope that, we have players that are stepping up and are going to take some of the load off of her, and that over the course of the season, that not having her for this amount of period or a couple of weeks is gonna spur us into becoming the team that I think we can become.
Just kind of, I think it's maybe fair to say the last couple of games were kind of tough for Yo. Just didn't maybe shoot the ball as well as she normally does. What do you kind of see in the path to getting her out of a bit of a slump?
Well, again, I think I've said it over and over. She's dealing with an injury. We've tried a different procedure this week. I wouldn't say it was a complete and total success, but it gives us maybe a pathway forward if we really want to jump into that a little bit. I hate it for Yo because, again, when you're in pain, it's hard to be a good player. So, I think maybe she's going to have a little bit of relief, and with relief comes more practice time and more opportunity to get in the gym and to do what she does best, which is shoot the ball, among other things. But until I think that happens, until we get her some relief, I just think it's a really tough position that she's in and that we're in, and we're all hopeful and we all want her to feel better, and we all, obviously need her to be a player for us that we can really depend on. I still have a lot of confidence that we can make that happen this year. Still believe in her greatly, and clearly we depend on her a lot. So if she's not 100%, I think we still want her out there as much as we can get. But I think ultimately, it's our hope from the training staff and the doctors, and clearly from her side of it, that we get her feeling better long term.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck on Sunday.
Appreciate it, Jimmy.
How's it going? This is Sam Taylor, Daily Evergreen. Do you expect that AT will be the starter again in Charlize's absence, and what do you expect from her?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't be. I don't have too much to complain about with AT. I mean, I love her aggressiveness. I think she's starting to understand. I think probably not having Charlize this past couple of weeks has really given AT some confidence, and she's competitive, and she wants to win. And so I think she's taken it upon herself to be a little bit more offensive minded and to be a more consistent player and someone that we can really depend on. So, you know, I think it's going to be hard to take her out of the starting lineup if, you know, when Charlize comes back. So, again, AT is going to be, and again, maybe that's unfair to say. AT's minutes provide whether she starts or not. I mean, it pretty much proves out that she's a starter because she plays, you know, 30 minutes a game. So whether she starts the game or not, she's going to be a key player for us.
Awesome. Then UW, they held Utah to their season low in points last weekend, and then they certainly played good defense outside of Charlize last time we faced them. What do they do so well on defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think both sides of the ball, they're playing unbelievably well. Their game against Colorado, they're obviously the game against us, they scored 83 points against us. Their game against Utah, playing at a really high level. You know, they're big, strong, long, you know, Pac-12 bodies, and they play unbelievably hard. They have a lot of versatility. They have hard-nosed, blue-collar players that just go after the ball and really pride themselves on the defensive end of the floor and rebounding. And those are the things. They got a lot of second chance points against us. They ran it against us. I mean, there weren't too many phases of the game that they weren't playing at a high level when they played us the last game. So we've clearly got to sharpen up and be better. We've got to get our offensive game going, and clearly we've got to find some ways to, you know, you know, hopefully keep the game down a little bit. I don't think we want to be in the 80s again.
Definitely. And one other player that brings a lot to the table in terms of getting after the ball is Haley Van Dyke. What do you see from her, and kind of what's your, not necessarily the whole plan, but what's your approach to defending against her?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Haley's been around for years, as long as I've been here. You know, because it's been days when she's going against Bobby, if we can all remember those days. And she was head to head with Bobby against us. Now she's a little bit like Charlize, you know, that versatile, plays the, you know, 2, 3, 4 for them, can guard any position on the floors, high IQ, versatile offensive player, post-up player. I mean, you know, there's, again, versatility is the name of the game, I think, at this level, and she really demonstrates that. So, and I think she's their emotional leader, and their, you know, I think that's who they look to so often to make the big plays for them, and she makes them on both ends of the floor. So, key player for them, someone that we have to be very well aware of, and not let her get loose too much on either end of the floor.
Wow. And this is the first time this year you've lost consecutive games. I guess, what's your approach to breaking a losing streak, and how has the team responded so far this week in practice?
You know, the only thing I could think of to break a losing streak is get out of the Pac-12, maybe a little bit. That might help, but we can't do that right now. So, you know, I don't know that we look at it like a streak. Obviously, we look at it more like, you know, evaluate, analyze, you know, really study what we're doing well, what we're not doing well, and try to fix those things, and try to, you know, individually, that means individually put our players in a better position on the floor, have higher expectations of them in certain areas where we feel like we're really, you know, on the low end of our league. You know, and sometimes it has to do with competitiveness and playing hard. And I don't know that we played as hard as Colorado did in the last game, and that was a real disappointment for our team. So we got to put a great effort. We have to be so sharp mentally, but physically we got to be willing to take on the battles that, you know, the people in this league put on the floor every night. And we haven't quite done that against probably all 3 teams that we played against the Pac this year. So we got a big test for us with UW coming in.
Definitely. And with classes starting the day after the game, and hopefully a lot more students in town, what's your message to the student body ahead of the Apple Cup?
Well, you know, it seems like every sporting event that involves the Apple Cup and UW, it's just a no-brainer. Everybody gets out there. I mean, I know for a fact that our band's going to be there, and the drum line and the cheer and the dance, and they've been amazing when they have been there. We really need the students to come to this game. We need a great environment. Been appreciative of Pullman and the surrounding communities that have come out to our games this year. But this really is a big, we got to get off this. We got to put on a great performance, and we got to make this a real hostile environment. So need every Coug fan, need a lot of passion in the gym, and I think you're gonna be proud of how we play this weekend.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this week.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend against the Huskies, and we'll talk to you after the game. Until then, go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Bye.